Sup fam, welcome to ASM2023 if it's your first time joining us. I'm Mikami and today I'll be running The Legend of Zelda on the original NES. On my right is my lovely co-host Aggie and they'll be helping me explain some fun segments when we get to it. So I'll let you guys know when time starts. Alright, so time starts when we don't actually start until I can move the character, so I'll just say now, if that's okay. Alright, now. Alright, so this is very different to, like, I have run some other Zelda games at, well, I should say this game, Zelda game, which was Ocarina of Time normally, but I decided to switch things up a bit and do something a bit out of my comfort zone, and figured I'd pick NES Zelda. Yeah, there's actually not too many big major glitches that we do, but the one we're going to do here is screen wrapping if I can pull it off. If not, I can just wait till another time. Right. There's a way basically you can just wrap from right to left and left to right. It just speeds things up, but not having much luck at the moment. And it's just, for this section, it just saves a bit of time, but not like enough that's going to like be a run killer or something like that. So I'll play it safe for now. I'm also running on the NES Mini. I was intending to run on my original NES, you know, just for nostalgia and all that, but it keeps crashing. Like a week out from the marathon, it just kept crashing, and well, I didn't want to take that risk, so yeah. Alright, so we're going to enter level 2, and the whole point of this run is just to collect the Dorito chips, which is like the Triforce pieces. You just go through the dungeons and make your way to the boss, and yeah. So these ropes are just one of the first enemies you encounter. Nothing too spectacular. I do have to be a little bit careful with my rupee count and also my bomb count because I can get screwed over if I'm not careful with my bomb count. Okay, gorillas aren't being friendly. That's okay. Okay, so one of them is the Master Gorilla, which is like all of them just die when the Master one dies. Generally, with the way I make my way to level 2, it's always going to be the same one, so as long as you just kill that one, you're good. And we're collecting small keys as we go along. Small keys are actually global in this game. They're not like OOT where they're like dungeon specific, so any small key I collect in any dungeon can be used elsewhere. So let's get rid of Moldorm here. Getting an extra heart is good.
Yeah, the people who made the keys and made the locks, really terrible job.
Yeah, they only, like, Hyrule only had one locksmith, and he was like, I really don't want to be changing locks on, like, every single door, so he just made everyone have the same key.
Yeah, you know, like Master Lock quality locks.
Exactly. So, unfortunately, I didn't get a bomb drop in any of the sections here, which makes this section a little bit slower, but nothing too drastic. Something worth noting is that item drops in this game are actually predetermined by what we call a drop table. Okay, he's not being... I'm just going to play this safe. There we go. So yeah, item drops in this game are determined by a drop table, where basically, depending on the string of enemies you kill, you can always predict what the item drop is going to be, but whether or not it drops it or not is still a chance factor. So a lot of the high-level runners will start to do manips where they'll kill certain enemies in certain orders with certain items to kind of guarantee a drop. It's not, like I said, there's still a chance factor. Like, they can set up for a bomb drop, but whether or not it actually happens is just up to chance entirely, if the game feels like it or not. And we'll be getting some of these secrets throughout the overworld as well. It's basically just to get rupee counts and set up my health to be not as spooky. I'm also playing a safer route for Marathon. I'll be getting something called the Blue Ring, which is basically just double defense. Oops. Okay, I'll come down here. Okay, so there's a secret here, which honestly, if I had not learnt the run, I would not know that you can just walk up this random wall and bada bing, there's a secret. Again, I'm just doing a bit of collecting a bit of rupees here and there. So if any donations have come through, Kieran, go for it.
Yeah, we do have a $20 donation from Alicat, saying commiserations for Worcester and wishing Mikami good luck for the upcoming run. Please put towards the Final Fantasy X-2 incentive.
Thank you, Ali. Thanks, Kieran. All right, so we actually got a screen wrap there, but I'll do more of them, hopefully, as the run goes on. But the way they work is you have to stand exactly 5 pixels from the edge of the screen, tap a direction that is like perpendicular to the way you want to go. So in that case, I want it to go from right to left, so I just have to tap up or down for exactly 1 frame. It flicks Link around, and then for some reason the game thinks he's on the other side, so you can just keep walking and then you just wrap around. At like high level like runs that are like, you know, under 30 minutes, they pretty much rely on that to just move around like insanely quick. Otherwise it's just way too slow to just walk around as normal. Going from right to left, unfortunately you need to do the 1 frame tap. When you're going from left to right, you actually have... Oh my goodness. Lionel, please. Thank you. I normally try to avoid him, but he was kind of in my way, and I'm like, well, we'll be fine. I'll play this section a little bit safer. But yeah, going from left to right to left, you only have you have to be exactly 5 pixels from the edge of the screen, and then do that 1 frame tap. If you're going from left to right, oh jeez, all good. Just a bit of a time loss with overwhelming, but we'll get there. All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Screen wrapping, yeah. Right to left is like you need that 1 frame tap. Left to right, you actually have 1 pixel of leniency, and furthermore, you can use your sword to buffer. Oops, hang on, wrong way. You can actually buffer a turnaround so then that way it doesn't have to be like a frame perfect like tap on your D-pad. All right, so we had an early death there, but hopefully should be fine. I'm just making my way back to where we were before, so then I can proceed. That liner was just a little bit mean, unfortunately, so... Oh, Fairy. Fairy usually crops around when... I think it's like 10 enemies or more you kill in a row, so... That's pretty nice. Okay, we're almost back to where we were. If there's one thing that I've come to appreciate about Zelda 1, is that the map is really, really confusing. And like I said, had I not learned the speedrun, I would inevitably get lost, because if anyone knows me in real life will also know I have the worst sense of direction. So if you're ever traveling with me, do not ask me where we're going, because I will I don't know.
Directions, what are those?
Yeah. So this is like a pseudo screen wrap where like it's not quite a screen wrap, but we tricked the game into loading like one of the other panels that's like much further on. And yeah, we're just making our way over to the next level. I do have some suspend points backed up just in case things go horrendously wrong, and because we're already kind of strapped for time, I figured I'd just make them just in case, so then that way I can still showcase if something had gone well, what would have it looked like. Okay, so slight hiccup, but now we're into level 1. Which is ironic because we did level 2 first, but anyways. So the reason I've come out and back in is because there's actually a locked door there, right at the top there. But if you exit and enter, it just unlocks it for you. I don't know why, but it saves us from having to use a key, which is pretty nice. Alright, so we can ignore those Stalfos. I was just trying to get him out of the way. Some rooms you do have to clear every enemy, or rather we do it so that we can get like an item, like a key. Most of the time we'll do it for the key. These gels aren't too bad. Okay, so Mr. Stalfos guy has a key here. So there is one trick coming up that's really similar to the screen wrap. It kind of uses the same principle, but we're going to be doing what's called a block clip. And again, it's just a faster way of getting past certain stairs and whatnot. So we'll be doing a few of these. If I just get into position. Sorry, I'm not used to this monitor, my bad. But yeah, that allows us to clip past otherwise inaccessible areas that would require you have to kill all the enemies in the room or something like that, or some other condition. Alright, okay, we squeeze past. And yeah, the bosses in these dungeons aren't too bad. Some of them do give me a little bit of like a scare. Aquamantis at the end of this one isn't too bad, but there's one coming up later in the run called Gleeok, which is like terrifying. I still don't like doing Gleeok fights. And of course Ganon, but Ganon's actually not too bad, considering how much health I get in this route that I'll be showcasing. It's not too bad, but yeah. Yeah, Aqua Mentis, not too bad. Just a couple of sword hits, and then you're good. Another difference is I've got white sword here, which is much better than the wooden sword. It just makes the Aqua Mentis fight a lot easier. Otherwise, you'd have to dunk bombs, and then it's just not a fun time. So we've got another Dorito chip. A few more to go. If there's any donations, go for it.
Yeah, we have a $10 donation from Guy, who says, fantastic run from Worcester. If I were to grade it, then I'll be doing him an A. Put this towards Farming Simulator. We also have $50 from Little Crochet, who says, hi Mika, I hope this $50 blesses the run. Please put this towards Collect Iris.
Thanks, Shay.
And we did have a question in the chat from Alicat as well. I'm not sure if we missed the explanation earlier, but just wondering what the no up plus A category means.
Thanks, Ali. So at some point, like, if you have a second controller plugged in, you can tap up and A on that second controller, and it immediately kills Link and puts him back to the start of the dungeon. So it's just a really quick way of like traversing across the overworld and also getting back to the start of the dungeon if you're trying to set up something weird. At some point or another, they stopped doing it in runs, and then it just kind of became like the standard. And then so now there's like any %, which still allows the up and A glitch where you can kill Link and then warp to like, I guess, start if you're on overworld. And then no up and A, which is just like not abusing that glitch.
Yeah, so it's kind of like save and quit from Link to the Past or something like that. Just a more convoluted way of getting there.
Yeah. Okay, so Dark Nuts are my least favorite enemy of all time. Actually, no, that's a lie. I don't like Bubbles either. We'll get to Bubbles later. But we kill those 3 Dark Nuts because I want that bomb drop for later, and it will still be there when I come back. Dark Nuts are annoying because you can't hit them from the front. You have to hit them from behind or the side. And it just makes life a little bit more tricky. You can use bombs to kill them as well. So as I do this section, Aggie could help me explain potentially like why I'm a bit more careful with these bombs than what I'd like to be. Okay, that's one. Ooh. Be nice. Ooh, okay. Okay, so this room... no!
So basically with the Dark Nuts, bombs kind of have direction. So the Dark Nuts kind of remember which direction you faced when you drop the Dark Nut. So you're trying to manipulate them in such a way that the bombs don't explode when they're hitting face on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Nuts are mean, they have a shield, they just block the explosion, it's like, and you just have a bad time.
Pretty much. So, if I drop a bomb facing left, I don't want the Dark Nut facing right, like basically opposing from it. Any other direction he's facing is fine, just he can't be facing in the opposite way of which I place the bomb. So, sometimes I can get screwed over. But this boss is also a little bit mean at times. Uh-oh. Oh, that was close. Manhandler is really, really annoying. Depending on where he is, we generally can set it up such that he's going to be roughly in the same place every time. And you can drop a bomb in like a specific spot and have one bomb nuke all of his fins. I didn't get so lucky that I got 3 of the 4, but... that's one big scare moment of the run done, because after this we actually get Blue Ring, which is double defense, which makes life a little bit less scary. I'm also a bit short on rupees, so this is exactly what I was talking about earlier, about how I have to be careful of my rupee count.
Yeah. So whoever made the Blue Ring didn't have enough money just to make the whole blue tunic. SMH.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna farm some of these blokes here. Hopefully, oh, that's good. 2. I need 2 more. So the blue ring costs 250, and because of the and you can't go over 255 rupees because of like NES limitations. So any extra I get after that is like pointless. So Hopefully should get one. There is actually a 100 secret that I'm going to pick up in just a sec, which is I was hoping to get that. I was hoping to get enough rupees and then pick that up for the 250, but I guess we'll go get that now and then go hopefully farm 1 extra rupee on the way to Blue Ring. So we equip the candle here because we can use it on the overworld to burn bushes, and certain bushes reveal secrets. And so that's a 100 secret. I always face right or left as I enter the secret, because then I can hold up right on my controller and it will just go into a straight line. If you hug the stairs right at the top there, you don't actually go in, so that's kind of nice. Okay, so we got the last rupee. So we're good. Alright, let's make our way over. And like I said, getting Blue Ring, double defense, it just makes the rest of the run not free, but much more... less likelihood of things going drastically wrong. So I had a Dark Knight room earlier. There's another one coming up that's even worse because they're blue Dark Knights, which take twice as many hits as red Dark Knights, and they deal 1 full heart to you when you have Blue Ring. So now my tunic's changed. Yeah, it's not a good time, and I absolutely hate that room. But once we're past that, it should be generally okay. Alright, so we're going to do a screen wrap here, hopefully, if this works. Alright, cool. Cool. It just means I don't have to go down and away up. So that's like one application of like crossing rivers. Okay, so on to level 4. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. These Vias are a bit annoying though, because with the current white sword, when you hit them, they spawn into red keys, which is a little bit annoying, but nothing we can't handle. Light the room here. You don't have to light the room here. If you know exactly where that block is, you can just block clip blind, but I am not that confident with that layout of the room just yet, so I will play it like I'll play it safe. Okay, so get these. Alright, these are the infamous bubbles that I was talking about earlier. They don't deal any damage to you, but they're very, very annoying because if they hit you, they lock you out of using your sword for, I can't remember exactly how many seconds, but a non-trivial amount of time. And like I was saying earlier, where high-level runs start to manipulate item drops and whatnot, they actually reset your count of how many enemies you've killed. And that's not a good time at all. So they can be very annoying. Having said that though, depending on what your count is, I suppose you can use them to set up for a better count. But not for me. I just don't like them. They just annoy me. I also find it really ironic though, because all the enemies I hated in OOT are like Cakewalk in Z1, and all the enemies I find Cakewalk in OOT are like terrifying in Zelda 1, so I don't know if that's just coincidence, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, for example, Wizrobes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, see, they're so strong in Zelda 1 that Ganon had to nerf them in every other game.
No, seriously, like, Aggie's not exaggerating. When we get to Wizrobes, I won't exaggerate that they're actually terrifying because of how you move in Zelda 1 and you're like, it's kind of like grid-based or tile-based. You basically want to only stay on a half tile, otherwise you'll just get clipped and they'll just hit you, like, they'll just bombard you, like, constantly. So this one, I actually know where the bombable wall is, so don't need to light the room up. Alright, get some rupees. Bomb this other wall. If you have any donations, Clock, go for it, or if you want to shout out our sponsor, if need be.
Yeah, we've had a couple come in the last few minutes. We've got 20 bucks here from Chili Pepper. He says, a locksmith that can only make one type of lock, can't even make a key that works more than once, a worse villain than Ganon. Good luck to run Mikami, and put this run towards the sing-along, please. We've also got $20 from Kenori. He says, Mikami, my beloved, heart emoji. Best of luck on the run. Go any that percent. Money towards runner's choice.
Ooh.
What do you want to put it towards?
Sing along.
Sing along? All right, I can do that for you.
Thank you. Thanks, Kenora. Alright, so this is Gleok. For anyone who's played Tears of the Kingdom, he makes a grand reveal, but he actually started his time in the original Legend of Zelda. I guess grandfather of Gleeok. I don't know, however many generations it's been since Z1 and Tears of the Kingdom.
Great grandfather or something.
But yeah, Gleeok has like floating heads in this one, and you just have to hit the heads and hit the body, and then eventually it goes kaboom. There's another Gleeok that comes up later on in the run, and it has more heads, so yeah.
Bloody Hydras. Every time you cut off a head, there's like 2 more that could pop up.
Pretty much. Okay, so we just did another screen wrap there just to save a bit of time. Okay, we're going to grab this secret here. So we're going to be doing a bit more overworlding, again, just to set up for later on in the run. The other big items I need to purchase are arrows for when we get bow, and bait to get past this one schmuck in level 6. I guess what I've really liked about the old Zelda games is it's kind of like A Link to the Past, where like sometimes an item you get like a couple of dungeons ago will be needed now, and the item that you get in a dungeon might not necessarily be what helps you immediately. So it's cool like that, but from like a casual standpoint, I could imagine it'd be a bit of a nightmare. And for someone like me who gets insanely lost, it's even more like panic-inducing. All right, so another secret here. Just gonna, oops, I was trying to dodge the River Zora shot. Okay, so here we're not going to grab the heart container. We're actually going to grab a potion. Unfortunately, in Zelda 1, you can only ever have one potion at a time, which is a little bit annoying because at like high-level runs, they actually don't get the blue ring. They go for potions instead, because it can really make endgame much less scary, especially when you're getting clobbered in level 9. Which is like the last dungeon of the game, so let's see if I can get another one. Nope, never mind. If I can't get them, I'll just move on. I don't want to just sit here keep spamming. And yeah, so Octoroks, like their shots, if you're facing them as they fire their rock, they won't hit you. Ooh, bomb, that's nice. So there is another secret that we'll get as well up here. Sorry, what do we got? We can only carry a max of 8 bombs unless you get the bomb upgrade, which we don't get in our run. So we will grab another heart container and make our way over to level 5. Yeah, but hope you're all having a good ASM so far. How much money have we raised, actually, out of curiosity, Kieran?
We're currently sitting at $21,367.49.
Damn, well done, guys and gals. That's sick. So there's actually a quick way you can get to level 5 that involves a few screen wraps and stuff. That saves, I believe, 15 seconds, but it's predicated on the fact that you can get those screen wraps like pretty much first or second try. I actually haven't learned how to do it yet. I think it looks cool, and hopefully if I get to showcase this game again, I can show it to you guys and gals when it comes. Okay, so got to be careful of this lever. He can be a bit annoying. All right, so on to level 5. I was saying earlier that we had those red dark nuts that are like terrifying. This room has the blue dark nuts, like I said, which are just more terrifying. I don't know why the game thought it was a good idea to give us another set of dark nuts that are just as like spook. So I'm not killing all of these Gibdos here. I'm leaving one of them such that when I come back, I can kill the last one to open that door. And yeah, Gibdos are like, they look kind of cuddly, but they're not. They do like a harder damage to you. So yeah, another block clip to avoid having to kill all those blue dark nuts. Unfortunately, there's one coming up where like I have to kill all of them, and same rules apply as red dark nuts. Can't hit them from the front. These ones take 4 hits with my sword, and they deal 1 heart to me. So this is not going to be fun. So if there's any donations you want to read, go ahead. Crud.
Yeah, so we have $20 from 82, who says, shoutouts to the sprite where Link holds up his sword. Put this towards runner's choice.
Sing along.
And we have $2.20 from Kenora, who says, heard the number and wanted to make it nice. That does put us to $21,369.69.
Nice.
Nice. Thanks, Kenora. And yeah, another thing that makes this fight spook is that they can just turn on you at any time. So I am playing this much safer than what I would normally go, and even then I've taken like bajillion amount of hearts of damage, but that's okay. Never mind. Alright, we're good. But yeah, blue Dark Nuts are terrifying. Once we get the Magic Sword, or Master Sword, depending on who you ask, then they only take 2 hits of damage, so it's not as scary, but it can still be pretty panic-inducing. I'm also trying to be careful of not taking too much damage here, because there's a Dig Dogger, that's the name of the boss, at the end of the dungeon. It's not too bad, but I just want to make sure that I'm not going to be too much of a deficit of health when we get to that section, because there's a few rooms before that that are a little bit spook. This room, for example, is one of them. You can abuse invincibility frames slightly if you hit one of the Dark Nuts and then walk past it. That is one thing I try to implement into my run whenever I can, but these Gibdos are, my goodness. I'm just trying to walk... I was just trying to walk past them, but they were just crowding around, trying to see what's going on. Alright, so this final Gibdo, we will... please. Thank you. Sometimes Gibdos can drop bombs as well. They're actually in like the item chain that allows for bomb drops. If I was low on bombs, I could farm from one of these, the Dongos, but we got 7, which is not too bad at the moment. Sometimes it's worth farming these Zulls as well if you're really low on health, because Zulls can drop money and health, which is nice. So that's an example of like iframes where if you damage Gibdos, same with that Dark Nut there, just so you can walk past them without like copying too much damage. Same there with the voice. I think it's faster to walk through the center here, but I just take the bottom rung because I don't want to have to play dodgem cars with them. These little Pikachu thingies are also a bit annoying because they can bounce and whatnot. Okay. Alright. So we play the flute here just to be able to get more hits on Dig Dogger and make that fight a lot easier. Alright, another Dorito chip done. Any other donation? Go for it.
Yep, so we have $20 from Kinsaref. He says, always a treat to see Mika on stream. So far I've only seen 30 and 100 hidden rupees. Did someone steal hidden 50? B. Jill on the run, and this goes to Runner's Choice.
Sing along. Thank you.
We have $10 from Lim as well. Saying, Mikami making Moldorm easier than I could ever do it. Donate to Runner's Choice. Good luck on finding the Doritos that fell down the side of Sahasrahala's couch. I got there in the end.
Thanks, Lim. Okay, so now that level 5 is done, we're going to be moving on to level 7. Totally know how to count there, by the way. But we're going to get 2 items, like I said, that we needed earlier. The first one is the bow, and the second one is the bait. So we come back up here for where we got blue ring to get the bait for one other dungeon later on. And we now also pick up arrows, which cost 80 rupees. Now, arrows work differently in this game than they do in other Zelda games. They actually use your rupee count as how many arrows you have left. So after buying arrows, I have 19, so I can fire 19 arrows effectively. And arrows can also be really handy because if you get hit by a bubble and they lock you out of using your sword, it doesn't lock you out of using your bow. So you can make Wizard rooms a little bit less scary. Okay, I didn't mean to come up here, but I usually come up here by instinct because I've always taken a hit or something. But on your way to level 7, if you're low on health, you can take that free fairy recovery. Play the flute here as well to reveal the hidden steps. Alright, so level 7... I'm trying to think. There's nothing too crazy. It's a very long one, and there's like a lot of doors that we have to go through and pray we don't get hit by these gorillas because getting hit by them is not terrible. It's just that they knock you back every time they hit you with a boomerang, and just a wee bit of a time loss. So this is a mandatory fight in the sense that I can't open the door unless all these guys are cleared. I'm gonna avoid the bubble because I really don't want to be locked out of my sword. Another Dig Dogger there that I don't need to worry about. Okay. Okay, this is the room where we need to use the bait, because Mr. Grumble Grumble here is hungry. As I am as well, so... same, mate. Wish I had a big, juicy steak to eat. Okay, I don't like this room either, because bubbles can lock you out of using your sword, like I said, and then I can't clear the keys, and they keep knocking me back, and it's just not a good time. How many bombs am I on? Let's see, I'm on 5. Should be fine. There is one room coming up where if you clear all the blue gorillas, you get a free bomb drop. Like, that's a guaranteed drop. But it looks like I think 3 should be fine. Yeah, because there's another Aqua Mantis at the end of this, so I don't need to use anything there. Oh, maybe I do. Never mind. That's okay. So we're going to do the same trick we did at the end of 5 just now. We play the flute, and then we proceed to get rid of these guys, but they're... Okay, here's something funny. There's one left, right? If I walk out and walk back in, it despawns him and the door opens.
Yeah.
So... yeah. If I didn't want to use any more bombs, that's another option too. That is not what I wanted to do. I forgot I had flute equipped. Yeah, because normally I re-equip bombs back, because... normally what you're meant to do against that Dig Dogger is you bomb, flute, and then bomb again, and then that usually gets rid of all the other remaining small ones. I normally would grab that clock, which is a very great item, and great person, I should say. The clock is really good, especially against Wizards, because it stops their movement, but in that room in particular, I don't go for it. Purely because it stops the wall masters from coming out of the wall, which is not a good time. So I'm just being a bit safe here. I'm going to equip Flute because I've accidentally used my potion there, and when I'm on full health, and I'm like, oh, fun. So another Aqua Mantis, nothing too difficult, just 3 hits and he's gone. So yeah, that was a little bit of a scare. I don't have any bombs, but farming... Moblins on Overworld should fix that. Okay, so another Dorito chip. Not that many more to go. We got level 6, level 8, and then we're on to level 9, which is Ganon. So we're going to do a bit more overworlding to pick up the white, magic sword, rather. I just call it the Master Sword because it just reminds me of it. But it's going to be overworld now, so if you have any donations, Kieran, go for it.
Yep, we have $5 from Clock District, who says, I love Zelda, my favourite green tunic wearing character. Put this towards Farming Simulator. We have $50 from Wotton, who says, great people, great venue, great event. We must sing along. Put this to Final Fantasy X-2. And $50 from Trip AU, who just says 50:D.
Yeah, there's a backstory to why. Yeah, I'll have to explain it sometime. It's not the best. It's not the best ending to a story, but I'll explain it sometime. But anyways, making our way over here. I kind of got a little bit confused there because I'm like, why am I not? Yeah.
If we have time, a couple of questions from myself.
Yep.
How long have you been running this game, and was OOT your first speed game?
I've been running Z1 for 3 months. And was Ocarina of Time my first speed game? Actually, no. A lot of people think it is, but no, it is. No, it is. Sorry, my bad. It is. I was thinking for a sec. No, it is. Yeah. But I remember the only reason I got confused was because I remember I started speedrunning Trauma Center Second Opinion very close around the time I started doing OOT. But in classic gamer injury, I got really bad RSI in my wrist. And so I was like, do I keep running Trauma Center and then risk damaging my wrist more? Because, you know, it's a motion control game, so like wiggle waggle. Or do I just stick to OOT? So I stuck to Zelda. Maybe I'll bust out Trauma Center again sometime for another ASM. Now that my wrists have recovered. Okay, so level 6 is where we first get introduced to Wizrobes. We'll see more of them. That first room there had all red ones. Red ones are actually not that bad to deal with because they take 1 hit and then they're dead. Blue ones are the ones that are a little bit more annoying because They're the ones that take multiple hits and they can just kind of shimmy around. So I usually try to go for the red ones first because they're Mr. Teleporties. Blue ones don't teleport, but they're a bit more resilient, so it's like pick your poison sort of thing. Okay, but we got away from that exchange relatively okay. These likes aren't too bad. Bubble. Okay, so locked our sword. Don't eat me. Are you enjoying the marathon so far, Aggie?
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so just gonna keep going. Ah!
Oh no.
I didn't expect him to be there. Most of the time he's not there, but in all the runs I've done recently, he has been there, so either the way I used to play the route meant he wasn't there, now he is, or I have just not been paying attention this whole 3 months. Okay, so another room with whiz robes and likes. Like I said, I try to get rid of the red ones because they're teleport fiends. And that's what I mean by, like, if you stay on the full tile, that blue one will constantly fire. But staying on half tiles means he generally leaves you alone. And I wasn't purposefully letting the continue to grab me. I was legit locked out of my sword because I hit a bubble. Okay, so
The
rest of
this the like giving you the big suck.
the big one, yes. Okay, I've actually killed runs by forgetting to kill all those Vias and getting that extra key, and I get to level 9 going, oh, why am I short 1 key? And I'm like, oh, forgot that room. Okay, so Gomar, for those of you who have played Ocarina of Time will be familiar with him. Much easier in Z1 once you have bow, just one-shot it in the eye. I'm going to equip Flute here because I'll need that for warping soon. Alright, so that's second last Dorito chip. Actually, no, that's a lie. If you get the final Triforce piece in level 9, that's the final one.
Yep.
So we play the flute twice here, just to warp us to where we need to go. Yep.
Yeah, almost got a full bag of Dorito chips.
Almost got a full bag, except these days you get scammed because half the bag is just air. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to make our way over to level 8, just basic overworld. So, Kieran, if you have any donations or want to shout out our sponsor, go for it.
Yeah, no donations at the moment. But if anyone's interested in donating, we are raising money for Game on Cancer. They are a charity, of course, that raises money for early career cancer researchers working across all areas of cancer research. If you would like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com or type !donate in the chat. And we do have an impromptu incentive going, decided by me, $10 if you would like Ray to solve a cube during his run.
During my run. Death by cube. It'll legit be death by solve. Or maybe I can do it during Ganon. Actually, no, that's a bad idea. Okay, so blue Dark Nuts again. They still do 1 heart, but because I've got Magic Sword, they only take 2 hits to kill versus the 4 that we had with White Sword. It's still a bit terrifying because in this room we've got these little orbs that keep shooting at us, which means if I'm normally in a safe spot, I could get clipped if I'm not careful. I'm also trying to be careful with the amount of damage I take here, and because there is a 6-headed Gleeok at the end of this dungeon. And Gleeok is generally okay, but... Oh, Fairy, thank you. But 6 heads and keep getting clobbered by these guys is not a good time. Please. Thank you. That's exactly what I meant by the bubbles. They're just nasty. Okay. This little bit here. Oh, yeah, cool. I normally don't kill that Gibdo, but just decided why not just now, because he was in my way. Okay, drop a bomb there. Get past these blokes. Alright, 6-headed Gleeok. The general way to fight Gleeok is to walk in like this U-shape pattern. And at like higher levels, you kind of have to do it like that because you don't have blue tunic, or sorry, blue ring rather. But because I've got blue ring, I can be a little bit more liberal, which is good and bad. because it can put you into bad habits for when I decide to change route that doesn't take the blue ring, then I'm going to get clobbered way more. Okay, so I guess that's our second to last, that's our last Dorito chip for the main world, and now we're going to go to level 9 and pray level 9 isn't not that mean to us. So we got the full Triforce piece, and we're going to play the flute one more time and make our way over to level 9. I'm very glad I didn't have to pick up the backup potion, because had things gone horrendously wrong, I would have to have used potion and get a backup one that isn't too far from where I am now, but I'm glad I didn't have to get it. So yeah, we'll make our way over to level 9. So just more overworldy stuff. So Kieran, if there's any donations, go for it.
Yeah, we have $10 from Little Crochet. 3 guesses as to what they're donating for. Please put this $10 to Mikami solving a cube during the run.
Oh, okay, I guess we'll have to do it at some point. Can it be like right before the end? Or does it have to be like during like actual gameplay?
I will accept whatever you deem is necessary.
Okay, I'll do it right before we touch Zelda. In that case, Kieran, could you scramble this for me, please? Thank you. Big thank. Thank you. Okay, so level 9. Definitely very, very terrifying. Lots of rooms. Things can go really awry, really quick. But hopefully I'm prepared. Okay, so you can normally squeeze past these likes, but I've never been able to successfully squeeze past them, so I have to consult one of the other higher level runners and be like, what am I doing wrong? Okay, so Wizrobe room. Ideally, I should just be able to walk straight right because he always goes up. I've never had a different pattern there, thankfully. Thank you, Kieran. Okay, so this is one of the first 3 what we call Patras, or I call them Patricks. They do that 1, 2, 3 like expandy thingy with these little flies that they've got, and then you can proceed to get rid of the flies and go from there. Oops, sorry, this is key, not the block. The reason I wait for the 1, 2, 3 is because one of the flies governs the make it expand, I guess, bit of code that happens in this game. So it's just much easier to kill Patra when all the little flies are like close to it, and there's a good chance that you'll get rid of the one that's responsible for like making it expand. Funnily enough, though, in one run, I remember killing every single fly except one, and then the one fly that remained was the one that was expanding. So I basically had to deal with one expanding fly for like at least 10 seconds. That wasn't pleasant, but you know what, it happens. Okay. I'll kill these Zools. I normally don't, because they can drop... Okay, I was hoping they'll drop health, but all good. Okay, so that's the last of the keys we have to use. Keys, be nice, please. There's a second Patra here that I, in theory, don't have to kill. I can block clip my way past it, but I opt to get rid of this Patra. I opt to get rid of this Patra because block clipping with this Patra is very, very annoying. And not to mention I have to deal with it on my way back, so it's like, okay, when do I want to deal with it, now or later? Okay, it's... Okay.
Any time for a few donations before we reach the end?
Go for it.
We have $10.59 from Furious Jojo, who says, going to be donating a few times today. Love that we've got ourselves a homegrown version of GDQ without all the accents. Great work, MikamiHero. You're looking good for only 3 months of this game.
Thank you.
We have $25 from Ogoshi Julius, who says, base speedrunner, Master Mikami, you got this. And another $14.12 from Furious Jojo for a runner's choice.
Sing along.
Sing along.
Okay, this is the room I'm most afraid of, because you're in this reverse C, and the idea is to not be in the outer border, because if a Wizrobe decides to like float his merry way in there, then you're pretty much stuck, because then it's a full tile, and he's always going to keep firing. So I was trying to just play that semi-safe there. I do have a potion on hand, so I'll probably have to use it at some point because there are other Wizrobe rooms coming up that could end the run if I'm not careful. And I'd rather not have the run end so close to the end. But yeah, the good thing about the potion is that it actually lasts 2 drinks. So if I use one, then I've got another one on hand, which I generally do use. Actually, I've had a few runs where I've never had to use the potion. Actually, no, that's a lie. I always use it right before Ganon because Ganon actually hits really hard. Surprise, the King of Evil himself hits hard. Okay, so that room we don't have to kill everything. This room we do because it's like a block room. Like as in like you have to push the block to proceed. I'm gonna play it safe. The first time I drank a potion, I thought the game crashed because it kept making this sound. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, oh, my health is, oh, sweet, potion. We're good, we're good. But I was just like, wait, what? Why, what? Did my game crash? Okay, so we're on like close to full health now, which is going to make the rest of this run hopefully a little bit easier. Okay, we don't actually have to deal with these blokes, thankfully. Okay, one last block clip that we have to do. Or if I want to kill all the enemies, I can, but block clipping is just a lot better. We have one more Patra coming up, so same dealio. Flies. We let them do its like ellipsis axis rotation thingy, then it becomes quote-unquote planar. Okay, cool. Alright, so Ganon's coming up. I'm fine for health, so I'll let you know when time hits as well, Kieran. And then I'll solve the queue right after. So, the big King of Evil disappears. I actually haven't learnt where he actually launches, but I just know there's a beginner strat where like if you just camp here, he will pop up again. Alright, done. We're almost not yet. But yeah, Ganon's done. We grab the last piece, and our beloved Princess Zelda, who all the games are based off, even though she only makes like one appearance here, is here, and time.
Yeah, you get to share a bag of Dorito chips.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you brought my Doritos, thank you. And then, I was gonna say, quick warning, there's like an epileptic flash there. I don't know why they didn't patch that out in the later versions of the game, but yeah, there you go. And that's The Legend of Zelda, the original. So, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for coming to watch. Shouts to ASM for letting me do a run. And we have Nace up next with Skyrim Crowd Control, so please stick around for that. And thanks, guys. Cheers. Thanks, Aggie.
Thank you.
Like a 46, I think. Alright, thank you, Mikami. Really good run there, nice to watch. This will be it for me. I'll be swapping over with Raikon, and I will be back later on, I believe. Stay tuned, keep donating to a good cause. Thank you everyone for watching.
Alright, ASM, just while we're getting sorted, we still have a few more donations. And yes, unfortunately, I am with you for the next few hours. Thankfully, we have some amazing runs coming up, so that will be great. We have $4.15 from Furious Jojo that just says sing along. Then we have $3.32 from Furious Jojo that also says sing along. And finally, we have $5.76 from Furious Jojo that says great run. So it's good to change up the donations every now and then. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Donation at the moment while we're still setting up. We have $10 from Invis Dragon. Can't believe Aggie missed my first message. Friendship ended with Aggie. Whoever is reading this comment is now my new best friend. Aww. P.S. This is also for Iris and Golden Sun. Well, I'm very, very excited to have a new best friend. Alright, ASM, we are ready to go with Nays running the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim glitchless main quest, and remember, it's crowd control, so do your worst.